my name is Kayla. Welcome back to my channel. I have been wanting to kind of go through my shelves and stacks for a long time and kind of show a little bit about what my reading taste is. I only have 2 actual bookcases in my study and 3 if you count the one in my bedroom, and then I have like a cart that I keep things I'm pretty consistently reaching for stacked up as well. And so anyways, I don't have a ton of space for all of the books I have, but I thought it would be fun to go through some of my collection. I have around 1,000, maybe 1,100 books. I have a good amount of books that are unread, and I have a good amount of books that I have read, but really what I'm interested in doing is just kind of showing off what I have and giving a little bit of sense of, I wouldn't call it organization, but just like what I have going on in the spaces. And yeah, that's my only real goal. So I hope you enjoy seeing some of the books I own, because I know that I tend to talk about a specific few. And so hopefully this is fun and interesting, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So let's get into it.
Cause baby, I'm done going through phases of loving you running out.
Okay, so as a little bit of a warning, we'll be moving around. Hi. Okay. Future Kayla stopping in here to say, first of all, you're going to see a lot of shifting with my camera, and that's just because I stupidly did not prop this up on the, what do you call the thing? It's camera stand. I didn't prop it up on there. What did I do? I carried it around like a silly goose, and so that's the first thing I want you to know. The second thing is, the sound quality is going to change a lot. I don't know why. I'm holding it wrong or something. And then the third thing is, sorry for not posting this sooner. Last week I kind of had some things going on in my personal life, and I wasn't really feeling up to pulling together and editing a video, and this was the first time that I had time, like mentally and space for it, and it just so happens that it took a week longer. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoy. And just as a little tease, one of the reasons I'm showing you my shelves is because I'm starting a series called TBR Takedown the Backlist. I think it's called the Backlist, and I wanted to give you guys an idea of all of what I've got going on, or a good amount of what I've got going on. And so you'll be able to, I'll have documented for myself, number one, the beginning before the changes that I make when I start getting new places to put my books, and number two, we'll be able to kind of preemptively make a list in a new TBR jar based off of everything that we've already got kind of going on here. And so this was a good way to begin documenting that. I decided to post it even though it was messy, because I do think that sometimes on socials and on YouTube and stuff, we tend to get caught up in like things looking perfect. I'm those people, and I love putting my best foot forward, and I love aesthetic and pretty things and content, and I'm always going to kind of prioritize that. But this week was a real week for me, and I think that it's also okay to sometimes show a bit more of reality. And the reality is, we washed the floors a couple days ago, and my stacks are kind of just in disarray and not pretty, and I wanted to show you guys anyway. And so all this is to say, I hope you guys enjoy. And okay, on to the bookcases, bookshelves, all the things. So this first section of books, this side of my book area, is more of my classics side. Like basically all of this is just stuff that I love, but stuff that I study. And so we've got a Dickens over here, a collection that I got when I was like 18. It was a gift. I have this little Buddha necklace thing that I got when I was visiting New Orleans that somebody just gifted to me. This is my bookmarks and stuff. Some of these are like pictures of me and my partner. Some of these are bookmarks I've collected from stores. Also in here I have, when I pull from my TBR jar, I usually put what I am working on in here. I haven't pulled from this jar since for 6 months or something, and so it's been a minute. And then I've got a beautiful copy of Typee that I'd gotten that my little dog chewed up a while back. Love that. And then I have this collection of all of Jane Austen's novels. And then this was a book from my husband's grandma, a gift from my husband's grandma. It's so cute because it lights up. I may have wasted the battery, so I need to replace the battery, but it's cute, it lights up. So that's that section. And then I have my Shakespeare, and this section is actually really, really nice. In this section, so I collect, let me see if I can go a little closer. I really could just zoom. I don't know what's wrong with me, guys. I'll learn how to do this one day. Arden Shakespeare editions mainly. I have a few in there that aren't, but that's my favorite edition to collect, and so this is my little collection. I haven't read all of these. I am going through reading Shakespeare in a proposed order, and I'm really enjoying that. I haven't gotten past Titus Andronicus. I have read other Shakespeare. It's just that I'm trying to read these in a particular order, and I don't have everything here as well. I don't have everything of Shakespeare that I read over here, but these are some of my Shakespeares. I also have a few here that just aren't that edition. I've got The Taming of the Shrew, which I had this edition before I got this one that I love, and so I've got that. I'm just gonna fall any second. I've got a couple of Bill Bryson and Harold Bloom. I think I might have another Harold Bloom somewhere. Just what would you call it? It's just commentary and stuff like that. I also have this. I don't know if I've had this for a long time or what, because my dad knows that I love Lizzie McGuire, and sometimes he'll just give me stuff that's Lizzie McGuire and Hello Kitty, which is so nice. But behind that, I have Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights in this edition. It's very chunky. I have The Help, and I have Anna Kay, which is a retelling of Anna Karenina. And I haven't read Anna Kay, but maybe I will one of these days. And then I also have in this shelf, or on this shelf, kind of a bit of poetry. This I think I just didn't have anywhere to put, but so I've got Shelley, Zen poems. This is art. What is it? Art and Artists. These are the Everyman's Library poetry collections. I really like these. And then this is Emily Dickinson envelope poems, and this is something that my older sister actually got me for my birthday. I want to say it was last year, or maybe the year before, but it's just envelope poems, because Emily Dickinson, she was writing everywhere she wanted. And these are it's just a really pretty edition. I'm a huge Emily Dickinson fan. I studied her and was an Emily Dickinson scholar in undergrad. I got to transcribe some of her stuff. It was super fun. And so I'm a huge fan. And so sometimes my family will get me stuff from her. This is a prized possession. This is the first edition of Slouching Toward Bethlehem. I bought this for myself for my birthday 2 years ago from this bookshop called Kaboom. And yeah, it's a first edition. I love it. I spent a little more money on it than I don't want to say should have, but I spent some money on it, and I was just really happy to do that for myself. Okay, now let's move down a bit. So this is just a ton of poetry. What can I say about this section, really? This section it's a ton of poetry. I tried to keep all of my poetry in one section. My poetry is my largest collection of, it's my largest genre of literature. I have a whole other stack about this size in my bedroom, but we've got lots of Emily Dickinson over here. We've got, maybe I should let me take my camera down so you can see better. As I was saying, so this is my poetry collections. We've got Emily Dickinson over here and here. We've got Arthur C right there. I keep moving away from it. It's a really interesting and experimental collection. I really like it. And I've got some Lucille Clifton. I think I have another collection of hers on my shelf over there, like my little TBR cart situation. Oh no, it's right here. So these are my Lucille Cliftons. What else do I want to show you? I don't know. They're just really good. I love poetry. It's probably what I return to the most. I got this on a trip in London. This is The Flowers of Evil by Charles Baudelaire, and it's just beautiful. But I got it while I was in the UK. Got some Gwendolyn Brooks. We've got some Jericho Brown. I don't know. We've got a little bit of everybody. But this is definitely my favorite section of, I've got a couple favorite sections. I feel like this whole side is my favorite. I also got Louise Gluck. I got this in college, and she signed it, which was so nice. And then I have Ben Lerner. Joshua Weiner was one of my poetry professors. I've got Ocean Vuong, who I have, this section is normally a little bit of a shrine to Ocean Vuong. But yeah, I've got a lot of Ocean Vuong. I've got more on my cart, but this is Time as a Mother, Night Sky, hard copy. And I've also got I think this is the one that I typically read from, but yeah, this one's autographed. This one's signed. I usually get signed copies. It's just a thing I do. And then way down here, this section is also really, really special to me. This is my classics. I mostly get Penguin Classics when I'm getting books, but I don't know. I really love this. David Copperfield was so fun to read. Dracula, and I think this is a copy from college. You can see it's really, really worn in. I have a few others, but they're on my little TBR cart situation. This is a copy of War and Peace I read from, and let's see, what else have I read from in here that the copies are here? Picture of Dorian Gray, although I didn't finish it, I have a little bit left. But yeah, this is a favorite shelf of mine. I've also got the Book of Disquiet down here, which I am pretty excited to read. I got that while I was in Lisbon. And then this is normally my Toni Morrison and James Baldwin little shrine, to be honest. But most of her books are over there on my cart, as well as his. And then down here, and this kind of is a mess, but down here in this section, this is most of my, it's kind of messy right now. It's a little bit of overflow. It used to be the shelf just for Portuguese literature, but I don't know, it's kind of a mess. So I got all my Portuguese stuff on this side, all of my I've got a couple classics in here. Randomly, I have You and Long Way Down over here. I've got one of my copies of Anna Karenina down there. I feel like I have a prettier copy somewhere else. But this is a biography of Fernando Pessoa by Richard Zenith. I heard him speak when I was in Portugal, and he's just really, really interesting and super knowledgeable about Pessoa. I really like him. And then I've got more like other stuff over here. I've got a couple of Maya Angelou's down there. I don't know why. And then I've got 1619, a couple of just like history. In the corner, I'm not going to show you, but I have other things. I have things that are just like on the sides as well. On the sides. But I feel like that's more or less this shelf. Let me back up so I can try and give you, whoops, a decent view of it. But like, yeah, that's more or less that side. And now we can go to the other side. So pause, hold here. Okay, and then this side is probably the side that you usually see when I'm posting, because when I'm like, the way that I sit on my couch or whatever, like this is where it faces mostly. Sorry if the lighting keeps changing, guys, like the sun's going down, but I only have this time to do this because my humans are in here. So what do we have going on up here? So we have a couple of little of these Funko Pop things. I don't know if you can see them very clearly, but let me see if I can zoom in just a tiny. I feel like that'll do. So this one says my name. It says Kayla. It's a Jurassic World one, and then this one is Ariel, because The Little Mermaid is like my favorite Disney princess. I don't know why. I feel like it should be Belle, and I feel like I relate to Belle, but I think Belle's choice in men is just like the tiniest bit more toxic than mine, and that feels relevant. Her choice in partners feels relevant. This is just like my undergrad thing. And these are some paper flowers that I probably got like as a gift. And then I have a lot going on over here. This is my husband's. He's from the Bahamas, and when his family came for our wedding, they brought us a bunch of things. And this is one of the things that they brought us. I also have a ton of ink. So I have Iro Shizuku, like that blue, Konpeki. And then I also have Oxblood and a couple others. Oh, I also have this sailor one, and that's like the purple ink. I have a little icon here. I have some cards, just some random stuff. Book-wise, though, I've got H.P. Lovecraft. I know, random, but, you know, why not? And then I've got Edgar Allan Poe. So, like, I guess, like, this is working for the two of them, but, like, I don't really have a ton of horror, and so that's kind of where these, like, more darker gothic people are living. And then here is where the chaos begins, my friends. So this is my main fantasy shelf. The middle of the shelf below also has some fantasy on it, but right now I've got living here. I've got, these are a little bit out of order, but I've got the Children of Blood and Bone series. So I got this one and this one. That's really pretty. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. And I've got this one. I've dusted my eye now as well. And then I've also got One Dark Window, just because I've been wanting to read it for a while. They live up here right now because I just don't have another space for them, and you'll see what I'm working with momentarily. We've got Priory, we've got the Carry On series, which is, I'm going to bring you a little closer. Carry On is a series that I absolutely love. Bring you a little closer, bring you a little down. This is a little chaotic, guys, but we're gonna get through it. I feel it. I feel like we're gonna be just fine. Okay. Yeah, I love this series. I think this series is amazing. I've reread it twice. Under the Earth, Over the Sky was really sweet. It's a middle grade. I can't fully remember what it's about, but I think it's about this fae who adopts this child. It is. And it's also like a little bit of a love story, just like a gentle love story. It's very sweet. I liked it. It's like the child makes him the fae he was meant to be kind of vibes. I don't know. We've got Fourth Wing and Onyx Storm. I don't even know how many books are in this, but I never read them. They're just there waiting for me. I've also got Barrier Bones, which is, I loved this. This is a car. My husband took my kids to a Hot Wheels convention and they all chose this car for me, and so it just lives there right now. Then I have these Swordcatcher and the Ragpicker King, and I think that I have this one on my Kindle and I kept reading it, like kept starting it, and I felt like it was good. Like I was having a good time reading it, but I never got into it. I don't know why Legendborn is out of order. And I also haven't seen this slipcover since I was living at the Airbnb. I took it off at the Airbnb when we were living there. If you know, you know. And I just never put it back on. And these are also out of order. We also know the lore behind Legendborn. We don't have to get too much into that. Just know that I'm doing my best, guys. I'm doing my best. I got this, The Name of the Wind, the same day that I got Priory because I wanted to try a new fantasy. I haven't read either of them, but I do think I'm going to end up starting with Priory. I'm just kind of waiting for the right moment. And then Interview, Queen of the Damned, and then this is Fates and Furies. These are just fantasies I haven't read. I have some others on the end. I'm going to pop you off so that I can show you properly. I have to like talk to the camera and tell her everything's gonna be okay. So we're still up here. So we've got Ascetian Drowning. We've got The Secret History, which I haven't read and I really need to read because a lot of people loved it. Crooked Kingdom, 13 Reasons Why, and then a couple Howard Norman books. And he was a professor of fiction when I was in college, and he recently passed away. But I had bought his books with the intention of reading them like right around the time I graduated, and I just never had the chance. So I'm excited to get back into it and give that a chance. While we're over here, I want to show you these guys. And so this is the next shelf, and I'll show you the front in a second. But this is and I kind of have a theme going now that I'm like looking at everything, because like up there it's black, down here it's red, and on like the third shelf there's a bunch of yellow and like orange. So interesting. But over here, yeah, we've got Red Rising, Emily Wilde, Wicked, The Girls I've Been, The Handmaid's Tale. There is no rhyme or reason or anything with like what's here or why. I also have Ducks Newburyport, which won the Booker Prize. That must be why I bought it. I bought it the year it came out, and I really just wanted to go to Newburyport, Massachusetts to read it, and that didn't happen because there was a lot going on during that time. But I still have the desire. Like, I still have the deep desire to go and do that. Yeah, okay. So let me show you what's on this third shelf from the front now. There we go. It's a little better. And we'll zoom just a slight bit. Okay. So yeah, this is like manga mostly. We've got Spy Family, Fly Me to the Moon, which are both ones that I've really enjoyed watching the animes of. And so yeah, I'm excited to like read more. I have read this Spy Family, and I think I've almost finished the second one. I don't know why they're out of order. I haven't finished Fly Me to the Moon. It looks like I have 1 and 2. I also have the Apothecary Diaries, which I love. The Apothecary Diaries is one of my favorites. I feel like that one and Fly Me to the Moon are neck and neck for me, but it's like this guy, this girl, she's like a concubine, and this guy who is like supposed to be head of the concubines or whatever works in the palace, and anybody who works in the palace is supposed to be a eunuch, but like I suspect that he's not, And that's kind of like the gag is everybody's really attracted to him, and they're like, is he a eunuch or is he not a eunuch? I don't know. But like, it's just stunning, and the anime is stunning as well. This is number 2. Where's number 1? Oh, I know where it is. It's in my little book. I have like a little book bucket in my bedroom on my bedside table where I keep things I'm reaching for. Number 1's over there. But I've watched everything that, look at that, that's so pretty. I've watched everything that is, if it'll focus, do you want to focus and be pretty? And, well, anyway, it's very pretty. And I love it. I love it so much. And Fly Me to the Moon is definitely a second favorite of mine. Let's see if I can show that to you. And I just like this for the story. This girl is like some sort of moon goddess, and she marries this guy, and he's like very sweet and in love with her, and I don't know, it's just really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I also have Eleanor and Park and Fangirl. This is a continuation from the Rainbow Rowell section, like right up here. I really enjoyed Eleanor and Park, and I've read it twice since the first time I read it, but I have not read Fangirl. I've just not been able to get into it. Back here, I've got Lessons in Chemistry, really good. I've got Postscript, which is the second story of P.S. I Love You. And then I've got a Dixon. This is called Entwined. Haven't read it. Damnation Spirits. Haven't read that as well. There's a couple back there, but I'm getting rid of them. It's the henna artist. There's like 2 books I think I have. And what else we've got? We've got some more like manga vibes. I think this is a graphic novel. But Full Metal is really good. I really like it. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is. Did I get this myself? I don't know. I don't know if I got this myself, but here it is. Maybe I'll take a look at that later. And then I've got the first 3 of Game of Thrones, or whatever you call the series. I think it's called A Song of Ice and Fire. I have read A Game of Thrones and A Clash of Kings. I prepared myself by watching some, like, you know how they do the, like, little recaps? Like, I've watched those, so I'm gearing up for A Storm of Swords, but I really want to make sure that I have my Libby copy of this available so that I can listen to the audio as well, like, and have that to do interchangeably. And so I'm not going to start it just yet. And then I've got a Celine, Journey to the End of the Night. Oh, this is really good. Mark Haver used to be a bookseller at my local bookshop, and he wrote this, Reinhardt's Garden, and another one that I can't remember the name of. I'll try to put it up though. And this one's personalized, and he's just very sweet, and he used to be the person who I went to for my, like, recommendations. I'd be like, I could go to him and be like, hey, I'd like to feel this, that, or the other, and he'd be like, okay, read this. And his recommendations were always so spot on, and I miss him dearly, and I'm so happy for him at the same time for, like, all of his success. Okay, I'm gonna take you off of here, and we're gonna quickly go look at the last bit of books, oopsie, on this bookcase, and then I'm going to try and take you to my book cart and my bedroom before this thing dies. We'll see what happens. We're hoping for the best. I'm always picking this up when it's dying, which I think is just the funniest in the world. Okay. So this is the other side of that shelf. I think I showed you that. And this is the other side of the one I'm about to show you. I've got Yellowface, which I've never read. That's the yellow one in the back. I've got The Coin. Never read it. I've got Elena Knows, which I've started a bunch of times and not been able to really get into. I don't know why. Hyperion, I've never read. Eleanor, or The Rejection of the Progress of Love, I've not read either. And I feel like it was probably like a a Jack Edwards book recommendation, and I tend to just like buy whatever he recommends or like borrow it. And I think that's what happened there. And then down here, so there's a lot of romance here. Let me back up. There's a lot of romance here. And there's a good amount of romance behind it as well. Let me move my owl back. So we've got Great Big Beautiful Life, which I loved. We've got Sail Remember Me, which I liked. What's this? Oh, come out here. The Death of Vivek Oji I have not read, but I heard was good. These are the Skyland series. I liked all of these. I think that these two were my favorite. This one had a bit more thriller vibes, which was random as hell. And this one just felt very reminiscent of like, I don't know, just felt very familiar. I also really liked that I felt seen when reading these books because they are like second chance romances of adult people, some of whom had kids, and I don't know, I just really, really enjoyed that. I guess, well, this is a second chance romance. No, this is not. Second chance in what I mean when I say second chance, which I know isn't what it means, is these people were already like living their lives and then had to go and live new lives. I don't know. This was a gift from my best friend, as was Can't Get Enough, for my birthday. I haven't read this yet, but I'm excited to. And then Jeanette McCurdy, Half His Age, haven't read it. Kennedy Ryan, I've read a lot. I have read The Kingmaker. That one, trigger warnings. Read the trigger warnings. I haven't read this one. Loved one. Loved that. I got this and this in England at like Daunt Books, and I haven't read them. Kairos, I haven't read. I might have got that there as well. I can't remember. I don't know. Dogs of Summer I got at Daunt Books, and I don't really know what it's about. I think it's like a, oops, look at me just knocking things over. I think it's about like I think it has to do with like body dysmorphia and things. Now that I'm messing things up, I can show you. This is some short stories. This is book 2 of the Ellie Alexander Bake Shop Mysteries. Book 1 is in my bedroom. I haven't read book 2, but I want to. I'm shifting positions, guys, and I'm like holding this, and I shouldn't be. And then what else do we have? This was good. I really enjoyed this. I just finished that one. I DNF'd Love Holly, but it was a soft DNF. I am going to pick it back up soon. My Year of Rest and Relaxation, have not read. Haven't read Margot's Got Money Troubles. I've read all of Sally Rooney. This is my Ocean Vuong. I read this, I think last May. Good vibes. And then behind there I have the Neapolitan Quartet and just like a bunch of other random things. Like just a bunch of random things. I think that's a Jasmine Guillory as well. The Proposal, let me see. Let's see if I'm right. I am. Look at me being right. Okay. So that's it for that. Down here is, I do a lot of religious history research, and most of this is that. And I have a stack down there that's also that, but I don't want to show it to you because that corner is like messier than what I'm about to show you next. Let's see, how do I do this next? I've also got this stack down here, and this is mostly just like a good chunk of classics and then just research, a couple of journals. I am a bit of a maximalist when it comes to like paper, if you can't tell. If you can't tell so far. But these are the only like 2 bookcases I own in my study. So everything else is about to get real messy. Just prepare yourself. This is a stack. We've got a stack here. Right? Nice, lovely, beautiful. We've got a stack. So we've got a stack there. We've got a stack there. We've got this little gorgeous thing that's like literally right in the sun. So that might actually be pretty hard to see. so sorry if it is. But like, that's what we're working with. I'm gonna try and show you what everything is really fast. Here we go. We'll start here. So, I don't really know. I don't know what to tell you guys. This is a bench. And that giant box is some nutrition. Oh, nope. Those are my wedding shoes. Those are my wedding shoes. But underneath that is ink. We've got a Nikki Giovanni. We've got Les Mis. A couple classics. What else we got going on here? Some more classics. We've got Hong Kong. We've got Joseph Earl Thomas, who I love as a person and a writer, and you should read everything that they've ever written. We've got House of the Seven Gables back there, and Sophocles. Love that. Yeah, these are just some books. We were cleaning up and we needed the floor, and so my lovely stacks that were on the floor are just kind of around now. Over here, we've got some more books. Just some more books. Over here are some more books. And then down here, we've got my August. It's almost 3 books right now. It's 2. It's Poldark and Shuggy Bane. Here's some copies of the Iliad and the Odyssey and A Little Princess. And then we've got my cart. So my cart's got a lot going on. Okay. But these are the books that I'm regularly reaching for. Almost everything on here has been read, but I keep picking them up and they're helping me write in a way that I enjoy more. Let me see if I can get you a little bit more light. A little more light for you. Yeah. So they're just helping me write in a way that I enjoy. And so these are the things that I reach for inspiration. I told you that most of my shrine to Ocean Vuong and Toni Morrison was over here, and here it is. We've got The Emperor of Gladness, we've got Intermezzo, Normal People, On Earth Briefly Gorgeous, Time as a Mother, different copy, Night Sky, different copy, and then 2 of Ocean Vuong's chapbooks, which I'm really proud to have because they are not available anywhere, and I feel so like grateful to have these. And then I've got Martyr by Kaveh Akbar, which I just finished. I've got Slouching Toward Bethlehem. This is the copy that I read from when I was in college. This is an anthology I really, really love that my teacher, Erica Dawson, read from when we were in Portugal doing our little seminar. Padre Gotuma just released another On Being poetry collection, or Poetry Unbound collection, rather. And so his other collection's in my bedroom. This is the new one. I haven't started it yet. And then we got some Sylvia Plath. Then down here we've got the Brontes. We've got Wuthering Heights. We've got Jane Eyre, which I beat up when I was reading it, if you can't tell. We've got Giovanni's Room. This is that New Yorker anthology that came out in 2025. Love this. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This is After the Winter. I talk about this book so much, but it was just so good. This is like probably one of my best books of all time. I just can't stop thinking about it. And I'm actually really, really excited because I'm going to be reading Stillborn very, very soon. And maybe I'll even do a reread of After the Winter as well. Also over here, we've got Hamnet, which is definitely a favorite of all time. Read that at the beginning of the year. We've got Beloved, Tar Baby, The Bluest Eye. Where is Song of Solomon? That is the real question. I think it's on the other side. The Bluest Eye I loved. Song of Solomon is my favorite Toni Morrison so far. I'm doing a little project where I'm reading her in order, and I haven't gotten to finish Tar Baby. I'm right in here somewhere. And then Beloved I haven't gotten to yet, but I think Beloved will be my favorite. This is a favorite collection of poetry. It's called Now It's Dark by Peter Gizzi. He's very good friends with Ocean Vuong, and he's an excellent writer. I love him so much. Post-Colonial Love Poem by Natalie Diaz. I love Look by Solma Sharif. I love, like, one of my favorite. We've got two Donna Smith books. A Theory of Everything by Mary Crockett Hill. She's great, by the way. I've got Elegy for a Broken Machine. This one, funnily enough, this one and Now It's Dark, these are books I reach for all the time when I'm in my feelings. You Are Here by Ada Limon is very good. It's a collection of poetry by multiple poets. Dream of a Common Language I really love. Haven't read Evenings and Weekends but want to. This is Between the World and Me. And then this is, oopsie, this is a collection of poems by Maya Angelou that I've read some of but not all of. Okay guys, if the sound quality and the video quality looks different, it is. My camera died, so we're on my phone finishing this up because this is really the only time I have to do this. But on this side I have African American poetry. Kevin Young is the editor for the New Yorker poetry section, and I love him as a person. I don't know him, but I love him. I do feel that way. I do feel that I deeply love him. Yes. And I've got also, I reach for this all the time as well. This is the collection I read when I was in college. Robert Frost is very near and dear to me. I just feel kindred to him for some reason. I don't know. This is new. I am excited to read that. That's my kid's copy of, can you see that? It's his copy of, like, Dog Man. And then over here we've also got my copy of Paradise Lost from college. I love this. And we've got my copy of Song of Solomon, which has been my favorite Toni Morrison out of the three that I've read so far. This guy, favorite, okay? Favorite. But I'm reading Tar Baby now, and I'm sure that I'll love and adore it as well. I know this is a mess, but, like, let's ignore it, okay? I also have this copy of Nothing Personal, which I got at Baldwin & Co. in New Orleans last year when I was doing my, what do you call it? I almost said honeymoon, but it's my, what do you call it? It's my bachelorette party. Okay, so that's that. We've got some books in here, but we maybe need to talk about these. This is just like a stack of about to be reads, but, like, let's not talk about it. And you thought we were done, but we weren't. We were not done. What do we have over here? Mostly plants, but this is another good chunk of books. This is all, oopsie, my finger. This is all poetry. All of that is poetry. And this is Harry Potter. This is Bridgerton and book 1 of the Bake Shop Mysteries. This is Arouse, but it's a history of hormones and how they control just about everything. That's, like, at least, like, that's, like, the subtitle. I don't know. I have some of the Covet series, the Tracy Wolf series. I had meant to read them, never did. And then down here I have, like, my I don't know, like, my extra romance. Do I have a copy of The Wedding Date? That's crazy. So I'm going to have to get rid of this copy because my best friend got me a copy and I want to keep the copy she gave me. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And then over here we've got a bunch of stuff. A good amount of this down here, this was neater. A good amount of this is about, like, writing as the craft. One of my favorite books about craft is If You'll Just Stay for just a moment, whatever. Theories in Translation. And I also really, really love, it's right here, Just Stay. There's a Ben Lerner book called The Hatred of Poetry. Love that. Love that. I've also got Open Me Carefully, which is an Emily Dickinson moment. And then down here is all of my anthologies. Some of them I had in college, some of them I picked up at like local bookstores. I just love anthologies. I think that they're a great way to get to know new books, new work that you haven't heard of yet. And so I love them. What else do I have back here? Some light nonfic. Loved this. This was so good. This was really good too. These are like two sides of the same coin. This one was more technical, and then this one was the technical made clear. Really, really liked it. Amanda Montell can have all my money whenever she comes out with a book, as can these wonderful professors. Bibliophobia, I haven't read yet. It scares me a little bit, is all I have to say. It's just a little bit scary. I heard Kat from Kat's, I heard her say something similar, and then I was like, there's no way. And then I tried, and it was true. So it was true. I read all three of these N.K. Jamesons, and I loved them. And I love Rudy Francisco. I really liked this one, Rachel Wiley, Nothing Is Okay. That was really, really good. And who doesn't love Sarah Dessen's The Truth About Forever? This looks like it might have been a library book at some point, but I think I bought it. I feel like I bought it. We've got a couple of classics. I don't normally buy classics that look like these because I like to beat them up, but here we are. And then Eric Lawson is a really great historian. His historical accounts sound like literature. Like they sound like you're reading something fantastical, and I really enjoy them. Brian Washington, Houston local, Houston native. Margaret Atwood, that's her collection, Dearly. Yeah, so that's like most of my bedroom. And then a couple more things. This is my little book basket. And I think I was right. There's book 1 of the Apothecary Diaries back here. I've also got the next insert for my little tiny passport-sized traveler's notebook I made. And then I've got a couple of things I'd like to... Sorry. Oh, okay. My kids, so they're reading The Magic Treehouse, and my younger son gave me this one because it said ghost, and he was like, do you want this one for you? And I was like, yes, I'll take it, because he didn't want to see it in the box when he was looking, because at night, like, kids just get creeped out easily. This Fatal Kiss, I got this at Barnes. I think it was like there was like a deal where if I got it, no, I know what it was. I got this from Brazos during their like little queer pop-up event that they had. I got this book from the romance section. That's what I did. And then For the Wolf is just a book I've been wanting to read for a while. I got it at the same time I got I almost said The Bone Season. Wow. The Priory of the Orange Tree. I got it at the same time. Priory and Name of the Wind. And then this is a collection I'm reading right now. I'm using this for journaling when I'm journaling for like craft. And this is my favorite magazine that I really like. And so I always have one of these right here. And then, here's book 1 of Poetry Unbound. And I really like it. It's pretty battered. I've had it for a couple of years. I think that's it. Everything else in here is just like my big journal that has my journals. And yeah, that's really it. Okay, that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in and checking out this little video. And I'll see you in the next one.